So here is a brief timeline for your overall hair transplant from start to finish. At the Toronto Hair Transplant Clinic, we offer personal and complimentary consultations so that we can go over the details of the process with you and establish the best course of action for treating your hair loss. These complimentary consultations will typically take about 30 to 45 minutes. The next step of the process is the surgery itself. The surgery day will typically take about 8 to 9 hours, starting at about 8 a.m. most of the time. Once the surgery is done, the healing process will begin. For this part of the phase, you will have some scabbing, a little bleeding, and some possible swelling. All of these are very typical and nothing to worry about. This is also the part where you will need to take extra caution around the transplant areas and grafts themselves to allow them to become firmly planted. This immediate healing process will typically last for the first week to 10 days. For the first few months, you will actually lose a good chunk of the hairs that were transplanted. This is normal and expected. This part of the process will typically last 1 to 3 months after the procedure. At some point during month 3 to month 6, you will start to regrow little baby hairs from those transplanted follicles. This is where you'll just start to see the fruits of your labors. This part of the process will typically happen between months 3 to month 6. The next step is where you can really start to see the growth of your transplanted hairs in those places that a few months back were bald or thinning. They're now starting to fill in quite nicely. This part of the process will typically start to happen at around 6 months. The final stage that comes around 9 months to a year is what it was all for. You have hair again, so show it off. You deserve it.